Welcome to part 2 of our RV renovation series.
And in today's video, we are going to be pulling up our flooring and seeing what's under it.
So stick around. Okay, so I got most of the carpet out. It actually came out pretty easy. A few staples on the ground, and then a bunch of screws into the transition. And then this looks like it's just stapled down, so I should be able to pull that up. The only issue so far is there's a screw holding this piece in way underneath there. So I'm not sure how I'm going to get that screw out yet. We'll see. Okay, the floor is up. Still a ton of staples on the ground. It's going to be a lot of work. So I did another water test up here to make sure we don't have another leak up here. And like I said, I previously took this awning off to reseal it, and I just wanted to check before we do any work repairing any of this wood. I wanted to make sure we still don't have water leak. So I'm not feeling any water here, but we are expecting rain in a couple days, so I might just wait for that and then recheck it after it rains to make sure we are all good. But so far everything down here is dry. Everything up here is still dry. So time to get more of this flooring out and all the staples. Clean it out.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff all over the floor still, and you can really tell it's in progress. So we're just going to start sweeping it up and then start pulling off the carpet, correct?
Pulling this carpet right now.
So, this is what it looks like.
getting ready to install the new wall that I cut right there. But I noticed something before installing, and that is that window we put back in and resealed, it slid down again because from the factory they cut this opening too large. So the window wants to sit here at the bottom, leaving this about 3/4 inch gap at the top, and you can see there is light coming in there, and essentially I've got to do this over again. But this time I cut a 1/2 inch spacer that's going to fit underneath the window, and that should hold it up enough for it to seal properly on the top, which is what is important. So right now I got to take this window back out. Alright, so I took the opportunity with the window out to go ahead and fit up the wall. Well, now it's out of my way, and when I glue up the wall, I was going to have to take the inside of the window off anyway to essentially clamp this on. I think what I'll actually do is glue up the wall and get the window in as soon as I get the wall in, attaching with some screws that are going to be in the hidden spot anyway with the cabinet covering it. And that way I can get the window in and final, and then clamp it down with the inside window frame. And then the wall will be installed. And I can start working over. Got the wall on, got the window in, not without a few hiccups. First of all, when I put the wall on, I tried securing it at the top, but by pushing it all the way towards the roof as hard as I could, it ended up popping out at the bottom. So I had to kind of adjust that around to get it to fit within this lip here. But I ended up getting it in there okay. But the next thing I wanted to do was to make sure it was clamped down really nice. So I reinstalled the seat belt here to get a nice clamp down here at the bottom and here midway. And then I wanted to get the door on this side for the door jamb, but I broke a screw at the bottom. So ended up spending some time trying to get that screw out. I ended up having to cut it off, and I won't be able to use that hole anymore, unfortunately. But fortunately it's way at the bottom and I don't think we'll notice that much. But once I got the door on secured, a few spots, I had prepped the window with new butyl tape and got that all ready to go. Put my spacer on, which was the plan, stuck the window in, and I could not get the window frame to fit because it was jammed up on the top. Now I had purposefully cut this a little bit smaller because I feel like the factory hole in the wall was a little bit too big, which is what caused our water leak to begin with, because the window was kind of sunk down all the way to the bottom here, leaving a gap at the top. Unfortunately, when I had fit this wall up, the window was still at the bottom and I wasn't seeing any kind of clearance issues at that point. So I left it undersized on my new piece of wood here. Well, when I put the spacer on and the window back in, I couldn't get the window frame in no matter how hard I tried. So you saw me there struggle a little bit trying to get the right tool to cut this off, because I really didn't want to take the window out again because I'd have to get the butyl tape all around the window just right again. So I was trying to work around it and trying to cut out a little bit on these two edges here. Just wasn't working right. I figured I got the window out already. I might as well, I mean, since I'm doing this whole wall, I might as well do it right. So I popped the window back out, and as you saw, the Sawzall made my cut now flush with the original opening, the top here. The good news is I have my spacer, the original size there, because midway through I was thinking maybe I'll just get a little bit thinner spacer, but I still wasn't happy with it. So again, I think it's in right now. The gap is no longer there. I couldn't see any light back there when I had the new spacer on. I've got my butyl tape squeezing out on the other side of this because now this is fully in and ready to go. So I think I'm going to call that a day for this project. But I'm pretty happy with how it's looking so far. It is in there, and I didn't forget to drill a hole out for some wires, so that's good. What do you think?
Cool.
Is that a perfect fit or what? And look, it even stays up by itself. So that's a good fit. Nice and tight. Yeah. Alright, it's time to glue it down. Why don't you go get the liquid nails?
How about I do a magic trick?
Okay. Nice. Okay, so we're using this Fuse It liquid nails urethane construction adhesive because I heard or read pretty good reviews on it as far as it being able to bond metal to wood, because I'm going to lay the bead. I'm not sure if I covered any of this while putting up this part of the wall, but I put the bead along the metal stud underneath the wall, and so far this has been great. But what makes this special is it's for harsher weather, because we put this thing in storage in nice cold freezing weather, and it has to stick in the hot sun of the summer. So yeah, let's try it. And it already looks 1,000 times better than it did before with no wall. So I am happy with that replacement. No more spongy walls. Solid. So now I'm going to pinch this down with some screws. Okay, that's enough to pinch it in place.
Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video and seeing what's under our old flooring. Anyways, please like this video if you liked it.
Like it.
Subscribe if you enjoy our content.
Subscribe.
And turn on those notifications so you get reminded every single time we post a video.
Yeah, you won't want to miss what we have in store for this RV.
Stay crafty.
Be happy.
Bye!